Malcolm X warned people decades ago which side of politics was the most deceitful.
There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox, and a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to, but the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling, and you take him for a friend.
There are many whites who act friendly toward Negroes. A fox acts friendly toward the lamb. And usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty in getting the lamb chop in his plate.
I'd like to point out, though, that...
I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro.
On the other hand, I think one could point to a large number of whites who have struggled for civil rights, for equality, and have got little or nothing out of it, other than quite a few bruises.
Give me an example.
Well, the large number of white students who have gone into the South, for example, working for SNCC and other organizations.
Not working for SNCC or other organizations, but working for the white political machines who benefit by the voting efforts of Negroes.
Okay. Today, you could point to a large number of Negro leaders who have consistently betrayed Negroes in a whole host of areas.
They aren't really Negro leaders. These are puppets that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. These are parrots that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. You can't name me a Negro leader who has betrayed Negroes, who has not been endorsed, sanctioned, subsidized, and supported by the white liberals.
The NBA, which is a super liberal, Democrat-skewed organization, is working with San Francisco and New York City, Democrat cities, liberal cities, to do this. If Andrew didn't play for Golden State or a New York team, he wouldn't be on the chopping block right now. Marcus Garvey once said, who they also don't teach much about like Malcolm X in schools, we are going to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery because whilst others might free the body, none but ourselves can free the mind. That's why they get so mad at Nicki Minaj for asking questions to both sides. They're trying to trick you. All of these entertainers, all of these NBA players, they're wooed and lulled by things like Black Lives Matter. During the George Floyd riots, political organizations got hundreds of millions of dollars as those cities got worse. But thank God in New York, there's